Boris Johnson was warned that leaving the EU could undermine peace in Northern Ireland.
Carrying Brexit through will raise strains we know of and strains we haven't yet thought of.
Boris Johnson was warned that placing checks on goods crossing the Irish Sea would threaten Northern Ireland's place in the UK.
No UK Prime Minister could ever agree to it.
But Boris Johnson did agree to it. The advice of those two former Conservative Prime Ministers was discounted. And during this conversation in 2019 with the then Irish leader Ros Atkins, the Prime Minister agreed to border checks in the Irish Sea, border checks between one part of his country and another. That was crucial to getting a deal on the terms of the UK leaving the EU, which then paved the way for a trade deal and this new protocol for Northern Ireland. We're now seeing what that means in practice. Supermarkets reported shortages of some fresh produce when the Brexit transition ended in January. And this week, things turned ugly. Threats to workers caused checks at ports around Belfast to be suspended.
People had death threats against them, and there was information being gathered about them. Their number plates were being taken, etc., which normally would indicate that people are being targeted for attack.
Police say it was a case of rising tension rather than attacks actually being imminent. And underpinning this is an issue that was visible throughout the Brexit process. It connects back to the peace deal in the 90s that ended years of violence in Northern Ireland. It also connects to another border, the land border between Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland. Throughout the Brexit process, the EU and the UK agreed there would be no border checks in any circumstances. But Boris Johnson chose a form of Brexit that took the UK outside of the EU single market. And because of that, checks on goods moving between the EU and the UK would have to go somewhere. They couldn't go on the island of Ireland, so the solution was to put them in the Irish Sea. To unionists who want Northern Ireland treated as any other part of the UK, that was hard to stomach. And seeking to ease these concerns, in late 2019, Boris Johnson dismissed the idea that businesses would have to complete extra paperwork.
If somebody asks you to do that, tell them to ring up the Prime Minister and I will direct them to throw that form in the bin.
But people doing business in Northern Ireland are being told to fill in forms, and putting them in the bin isn't an option if they want to stick to the rules. Unionists are furious.
The protocol has betrayed us and has made us feel like foreigners in our own country.
In fact, unionists want the Northern Irish Protocol torn up, and there's pressure on it from all sides. Last week, having spent years talking about avoiding checks on the Irish land border at all costs, during a row over vaccines, the EU shifted position. It threatened to suspend the Northern Irish Protocol in order to stop vaccines manufactured in the EU moving across the border from the Republic of Ireland into the UK. Now, that idea was so toxic to just about everyone, it was ditched within hours. But the UK believes there will still be consequences.
Trust has been eroded, damage has been done, and urgent action is therefore needed.
Now, leaving aside that the UK may not be the one to talk about trust, given that last year it repeatedly threatened to break international law to override arrangements on Northern Ireland, it now wants changes. It says a planned increase in border checks from March needs to be delayed by 2 years. It also wants a loosening of rules on the movement of seeds, parcels and pets between Britain and Northern Ireland. And it points to a section of the protocol which it says emphasises that arrangements should impact as little as possible on the everyday life of communities in both the Republic of Ireland and Northern Ireland. Now, everyone agrees on that in principle, but the question is, why is that impact being felt? This is the Irish government.
What is causing all of this tension is Brexit, not the protocol. The protocol is an attempt to try to reduce tension and solve problems linked to Brexit.
Now, this kind of political conflict is, of course, the norm, but sectarian conflict is not. Northern Ireland's peace agreement changed everything about life there. There is no desire to go back.
Both the European Union and Westminster need to look at themselves a bit here and consider their actions, particularly in the last number of weeks, where people are talking up a conflict and talking up, issues and divisions, and that shouldn't be happening. We can't have a position where communities are put into turmoil again that we thought we had escaped.
Now, that may not happen. Many efforts are being made to make sure it doesn't. But if it does, Boris Johnson can't say he wasn't warned. As for the promise of getting Brexit done, in Northern Ireland, it's not done yet.